The warden burned the prisoner's souls with a torch, and upon discovering no reaction from him, ordered the guards to throw him into the sea at dusk. However, everything they did was witnessed by a neighboring prisoner. After dinner, 2 guards entered the cell, carried the body outside, climbed the prison's outer wall, and hurled the corpse into the ocean. The moment the body plunged into the deep sea, the man quickly pulled out a hidden dagger and cut through the burial shroud, swimming desperately toward the surface. Meanwhile, the guard who came to deliver the man's meal saw no response from the body and opened the cell door to enter, only to discover that lying on the bed was the priest who should have been thrown into the sea. He immediately called for the guards. When the warden rushed frantically to the cell, he found an escape tunnel that the two had prepared well in advance, but it was already too late. Minus the skilled swimmer had already made it back to land. To evade the pursuing guards, the man secretly slipped into a farmhouse, found some clothes in a wardrobe to replace his prison uniform, then relied on hazy memories to return to the town where he once lived. At that moment, he desperately wanted to learn of his father's whereabouts, but fate dealt him a crushing blow. With a neighbor's help, he learned that his father had died 5 years ago. Upon hearing this devastating news, the man felt darkness fall before his eyes and, filled with bitter resentment, went to his former fiancee's house. What greeted him, however, was the news that she had already married. The man's heart felt as if it had been stabbed with countless knives. He walked through streets where everything had changed while the people remained, not knowing where to turn. Just then, he happened to encounter guards chasing an escaped convict. After knocking the fugitive to the ground, the guard mercilessly began beating him with punches and kicks. Witnessing this scene, the man's years of pent rage ignited instantly. Without hesitation, he rushed forward and knocked down the guard, then unleashed all the humiliation and torment he had endured. But this chance encounter led him to meet what would become his most loyal follower. After helping the convict remove his shackles, the man turned to leave, but unexpectedly, the escaped prisoner followed him like a persistent shadow. When the man stopped to drive him away, they ran straight into a patrol of guards. They had no choice but to hide on a wagon and sneak out of the city. Through their conversation, the man learned that this smuggler actually owned a ship. His interest was immediately piqued, as he desperately needed a vessel to travel to Monte Cristo in search of the legendary treasure.